Good afternoon, guys. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all in the best of health. I hope you're in the best of moods, and I hope you're all having a good day. Welcome to my channel, guys. Joey Barnett TV. Now, first of all, I'd like to apologise to a lot of my loyal followers, those that's been here with me since day one of my journey. The reason why I want to apologise is because of so I've got a bit of a cough going on. I do like to upload content every day, or as much as I possibly can, but you know, I've got things going on behind the scenes, very important things, family matters, and also car problems and other things going on. And this is the reason why I haven't uploaded no content. So I apologise for not uploading content. And this is the only really, as you can tell, I've got a horrible, it feels like I've got phlegm on my chest, but there's nothing coming up type of thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's why I haven't uploaded no content, guys. So I'm going to be talking about Charles Bronson / Charles Salvador. So the thumbnail is going to be of Charles Bronson, probably a postcard or a letter what he sent me, and the subject's going to be about Charles Bronson. Now the reason why I'm going to do this video about Charles Bronson is my take on things. It's my, because I know Charlie from behind the door. I've been away with him a few times. It might have been in different segregation units, but nevertheless we know each other and we write to each other and correspond with each other on a weekly basis. So yeah, after watching that crap, and I'm going to call it crap, the part 1 and the part 2 of the Bronson thing on TV, they've really tried to crucify him. I mean, Charlie's got, first of all, I'm going to mention a little bit about what Charlie's got going on. Now, parole boards are very hard work. Probation officers are hard work, especially if you're a lifer, if you're a long-termer. So to get them on your side is very hard, especially if you've got form like Charlie. So yeah, what they've done by making that part 1 and part 2 is they've refreshed it into the parole board officer's mind of how dangerous Charlie once was, of what crimes Charlie once committed, which is not a nice thing to do, considering he's got a parole hearing coming up soon. Now, the reason why quite a few people ask me what is a public parole hearing and how did he go about getting it. Now, this is from first-hand experience. As many of you know, I've been in and out of jail for most of my life. I've had many paroles, sentences along the way. So yeah, Charlie kept getting knockback after knockback after knockback, 4 decades worth. You know, probably, I don't know how many times he's been up for parole. He probably lost count himself. And it's always been at the forefront of the parole officer's mind that he's a risk to the public. He's a danger to the public. In actual fact, he's a danger to everyone what's around him in prison. And that's the picture, really, what they painted of Charlie. Sorry, once again, my phone just went. My apologies. So, yeah, for year after year, the parole hearing, they've gone on the same thing. He's a danger to the public, and that's why they've not released him. And you've got to be fit to be, you know, no risk whatsoever to the public to be released into the community, by the way, because he's a lifer. He's not like a fixed term sentence where you can do every day of your sentence and at the end of it they've got to let you out. But yeah, he's a lifer. So yeah, he's a fixed term lifer. So yeah, they keep going over the same crap year after year, knocking him back. Now, Charlie's team has called for a public parole hearing, and what this means is it means what it says. The public, Joe Public, I mean, there'll be a hand-selected few, obviously, but there will be from the public. They'll be there, present on Charlie's next parole hearing. So really, the parole officers won't be able to use the same tactics as what they used to keep him locked up for all them years again and again and again, because now he's been reformed and he hasn't committed no crimes in prison for a good part of probably 2 decades. So they can't pull that card. What Charlie has got to do to get out of prison is he's actually got to prove to the parole board that he's not a danger to the public. The minute he can do that, they will think about letting him out, or they will let him out. Now, this is my take on this thing. This here now, Charlie is still a Category A prisoner. He's in Wood Hill Prison. He's a lifer. I know the system inside out more than anyone probably, or more than most people. You know, apart from a few of us what are my age of, we've got channels. We all know the system like the back of our hand because we've been in the system. So to get released as a lifer, as an ACAT, which Charlie currently is near on impossible. 99.9% impossible. So what I think is going to happen is the parole board are going to grant him parole, but there's going to be conditions with that parole. Now the parole board are only going to grant him parole because they can't keep going over the same thing basically. So yeah, just to make it look good for themselves, they're going to grant him parole, but they're going to put conditions on them parole. I personally think them conditions will be resettlement. As you know, you can't, it's near on impossible to get released as an ACAT prisoner. So I personally think they're going to put the conditions on him of he's got to be down categorised, which is common sense, it's logical. It's not fucking rocket science, is it? You know, a man who's spent that long in jail, you know, 4 decades, he's going to need resettlement, you know. If he don't, then anything could happen. So yeah, I think personally he's going to get parole, but there's going to be conditions on it. And the conditions will be he'll have to go into a CCAT for a few years. As you know, you go into each category for a few years at a time. For instance, I was at ACAT. I went 2 years or just over 2 years as an ACAT. And then I had to do another 2 years as a BCAT. That was 4 years I had to do. And I got released as a BCAT. 8 years, 9 months I served as a 12-year sentence the first time round before I got recalled on it. But yeah, I was released as a BCAT, but not as an ACAT. There's not many not many people in the UK would have been released onto the street as an ACAT. So I can't see them doing that. As I said, I think they're going to grant him parole and with them conditions that he's got to go in a CCAT for a few years and then in a DCAT for a few years. You know, that'll make Charlie nearly 80 years of age. And then they might think, you know, he's not a danger to the public now because look how old he is. He's 80, you know. So that's my take on it, guys. But yeah, me and Charlie do write to each other on a week-to-week basis. I'm going to flick through and show you quickly what we a few postcards what he sends me and a few letters that he sends me. I've got to be a bit careful because obviously my address is on the back of them. So bear with me, guys. So yeah, I've spun the camera around and I've got it on my folder, which I use for me and Charlie. You can stop the video obviously and pause it and bits like that, guys. So my address is on there, which has got to be taken out. I'm 68 now, so yeah. I'm not going to say too much about this postcard here with him and Bambi on it, but I've got my opinions on that, guys. I might actually make another video about that, my take on that. My 2 sons. Hmm. That's why I've got to be a bit careful because my address is on the back of some of them. So guys, the camera back round again. As you can see, me and Charlie write to each other on a weekly basis. Very good friend of mine, and I do wish Charlie all the best. He does great things for the community, for charities, and my personal opinion is he's not a rapist. He's not a murderer. He hasn't really killed anyone. All right, he's committed some stupid crimes in jail, but if you knew him, he'd say exactly the same thing to you today. Was what I'm going to tell you. You got to do things like that to keep you sane. Otherwise, you would go raving bonkers. You've got to have a little bit of madness going on. You've got to have something going on. And unfortunately, he's paying for that many years later. There's one thing I'm going to leave this video on. For those that are committing crime or think that committing crimes are glamorous, take Charlie Bronson, Salvador for an example. He has spent 4 decades in jail. He's still in jail now, and he's been in that for most of it on solitary confinement. Does committing crime, is it glamorous? Certainly, most certainly not. I hope you're enjoying this content, guys, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.